And just like that, we're back on Beats of the Heart and Lyrics of the Soul. In this in-depth review, we're going back to the 80s, to a song which may seem a little like a cheesy 80s song, but just wait until I dissect this song, and we can see so much more within the lyrics than we ever thought we heard. The song we are talking about today is called Send Me an Angel by the group Real Life. Find it in the description down there or in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Let's get to the music. Now, while I was doing this review, I noticed some things in this song that I had never noticed before, and just sitting down and looking at the lyrics allowed me to do that, and it allows me to appreciate the song so much more. This little cheesy 80s song that I've loved all my life. Today, well, this week when I did this review, this song became so much more to me than it was. Now the song starts, and first we get these lines. Now when the artist asks this question, he is referring to the palace of God, which is referred to as heaven. But when followed by the next line, we can interpret it a little more. Asking this question right after rhyming the words above and love and bringing both into the question of belief, I think the artist is trying to say here, finding true love beneath heaven comes through the word beneath it in the next line, which is love. And then we get these lines. These lines have a double meaning. In any relationship, when love is perceived to be had, but that love is not real on either side, there will be complications. But also, continuing these lines could also be referring to God in heaven. And then we get these lines. It all comes back to you. And again, continued with these lines. More double meaning. In love, lying will eventually come back to you. As well, in life, not believing in God is said to come back to you in some faiths. And then we get these lines. So we see from this line, wanting to find love so bad, he gets nothing but shot down, feeling like he has a bullet in his heart. And then we get these lines. I've never been lucky in love. And with this line following it, confirms his answer to the question in the first line, saying, I've never been lucky in love. Confirms he does not believe in love, and puts down defining it to luck. And then we get these lines. So we see from this line, he goes all in looking for that love with his defenses down. A kiss or a frown is the approval or disapproval of the woman. And then we get these lines. This man fights through life, wanting love so bad, wanting a companion, needing a companion. And then we get these lines. So here, he starts to go more into his issues of not believing in love. And then he gives us this line. And following with this line, not believing in love stops him from finding it, even when he gets the chance of that woman's approval. And then we get these lines. Here, putting more emphasis on not believing in love and saying that we have all been fooled into believing that love actually exists. And then we get this line. It's hard to be lucky in love. So again here, the artist is saying love is based on luck. And in a sense, I can understand why he would think that. Just imagine this, the person you love and the place you met them. Now imagine if you were never there. Do you believe your loved one would not have acquired love through another at some point if you never came into the picture? And then we get this line. I love this line. How we refers to love getting into your eyes, through your emotions and your feelings, coming out as tears. And then we get this line. So we see the man feels helpless. He doesn't believe in love, but he also believes that not having that belief is what stops him from finding that true love. It's almost as if him not believing in the love is what stops him from finding that love. Because he doesn't believe in it, he can never find what he doesn't actually think is real. And he's doing that to himself. Because that love is there if he just looked for it without that notion and bias that it doesn't exist. And then we get these lines. He repeats this line twice. So he is crying, pleading. He doesn't know what to do. And then we get these lines. You're looking for love, calling heaven above. So we see in these lines, he is praying to God to find the love that he needs, when all he needs to do is change his thought process about love to find the true love. And then we get the hook. Send me an angel right now, right In the hook of the song, he repeats "Send me an angel" twice before the "right now," and then he repeats the hook again. And then verse 2 gives us, "Empty dreams can only disappoint." So from these lines here, his empty dreams is his lack of belief in love and not being able to see himself in love. So his thoughts of love only disappoint him. But it's his thoughts of love that originally are wrong, which is why he is disappointed by it. And then we get this line. Now when the artist says this here, the room behind your smile, just think about it. It is his mind. He may seem happy on the outside, but without the love he needs, he will never be happy. And then we get this line. Regardless of not being able to see the love in his future, he will not give up on trying to find it. Almost sounds like he believes in it to begin with. His thought processes about it stop him from being able to find that true love. And then we get this line. You can be lucky in love. Now after this line, he repeats the "gets in your eyes" part of the hook, as well repeats the "send me an angel" part for the rest of the song. Now when I was saying I noticed a lot more in this song than I ever thought just from hearing it over the years, this is what I meant. The whole song can be looked at in two different ways, and almost each line reflects it, and it is evident. When love is changed to God in the song, we get the same reasoning in life as we do with most religious organizations or thoughts about God. Let me explain. So we see these three lines. Replacing God with love works. God is omniscient and knows all, so lying will come back to you eventually. And then the next set of lines, and again, these three lines work, saying he wants and needs God, as opposed to love. It works in both ways. And the next set of lines, here, when we do find the true God, it can be a scary thing because there is no explanation for the feeling we get, and it can be very scary. And we don't know what it is. It's unexplainable. So we obviously resort to fear. And the next set of lines. These two lines could refer to so many different religions in the world and the different beliefs of them. And the next set of lines. These lines here also line up in the sense that we can never know for sure about our religious pursuits. We can only have faith. And when our faith is challenged, it brings up all types of anger, emotions in us. And the only one we can look to is the one that we have faith in. And the next set of lines. Now obviously with these lines talking about angels, it's obvious how they can line up in the way I'm describing. And the next set of lines. The dreams here in these lines become our faith. And we can put on a happy face and show our faith. And the next set of lines. Regardless of the faith you choose, if you follow the right path, you will find God regardless. Now I may be just diving too deep into this, but I don't know if the artist did it on purpose, but it was something that stood out to me while I was going over these lyrics. And if it stood out to me, it's there for a reason. And I don't think I am the only person that would see that in those lyrics. But if the artist did do it on purpose, this simple, groovy, kind of cheesy 80s song becomes almost on a higher level of songwriting and adds so much more to the song than just being the cheesy 80s song it sounds like. And again, this is something I have never noticed. And I have loved this song since I was a child and I heard it in a movie. And this is what my channel is about, these kind of things. When I can bring that kind of feeling to people with music and lyrics, because when I discover these things, even if there is no precedent behind it other than my own, it gives you a great feeling. And if I can share that feeling with other people, I definitely would love to. And that's why we're here. Now the movie I seen this in when I was a child, it was a great movie and was one of a kind. It starred Fred Savage and Christian Slater, as well as Beau Bridges. And the movie focused around an autistic child who was a wizard at video games. I love this movie and recommend you to check it out if you have never seen it. It is called The Wizard from 1989. Don't get it mixed up with the Michael Jackson Wizard, which is a copy of The Wizard of Oz, Michael Jackson style. It was the first of its kind, being a movie about Nintendo. Kids loved it. But I got a little sidetracked there. But it is an example of why I like to go deep, in depth into these lyrics, because we can see things in the music we have never heard before, even in songs that we never thought had them. Because we can see things in these songs, in between the words and in between the lines, that we never knew was there. And when you can see the invisible, that is the art that the songwriter put in there for us to enjoy, even if we are interpreting it in our own way from our different life experiences. It's how the music affects us and everybody else. The music group Real Life are an Australian new wave and synth pop band that achieved international chart success with their 1983 single, Send Me an Angel, the song we were talking about today. And also, Catch Me, I'm Falling. It's always nice to have someone there when you're falling and they catch you. All depends on how big the fall is, but you know what I'm saying? Even a little scrape on the knee hurts. Both singles appeared on the band's debut album called Heartland, released in 1983. And to my surprise, what I assumed was a one-hit wonder band of the 80s that stopped making music, while doing research for this video, I found they have continually been releasing music, with their newest album being a digital download and released in 2020, this year. So much for a one-hit wonder band. We may not have heard of them, but I'm sure if we listen to some of their music over the last 20, 30 years, we would find some songs that we enjoyed also. I hope you enjoyed this in-depth review, and you know I will be back as the beats of our heart and lyrics of our soul play on forever. Thank you for watching. Bye. Right. It's about that time, turn this mic on so I don't have to worry about it. Let's turn it on to 2 so I can see what I'm thinking about it. Just don't even know what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna take a song that means nothing and I'm gonna turn it into something way more than it's. Wet my whistler. Wah wah. The drink of gods. I'm about to do this, and there ain't nothing nobody can do or say about it. Because when I get to doing these mother don't know about it. All right, I think we're ready. My whistle's wet.